Chapter 1. The Hook. What if you walked into a store, picked something you liked, and had absolutely no idea what you were about to pay? No price tags. No barcode scanners. No menu board. You just hand over your items and pay whatever the store decides. Right. Now. This is a real store. In Tokyo. And thousands of people visit it every year on purpose. But to understand why this exists, and why people actually love it, you need to know what came first. Because this store isn't just weird. It's the result of a whole philosophy that Japan has been quietly practicing for centuries. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how that philosophy works, why it makes people cry at the checkout counter, and the one thing this store sells that you absolutely cannot put a number on. We're also going to look at the social rules around money in Japan that make this store feel completely normal to locals, even though it sounds completely insane to everyone else. And stay with me until the end, because the final twist about what this store actually sells? Nobody talks about it. Let's go. Chapter 2. Japan's strange relationship with money. Before we get into the store itself, let's talk about something that surprises almost every visitor to Japan. Money here is handled differently. In most countries, you hand someone cash, they hand you change, job done. But in Japan, there's this small tray, called a zairiki or okekei tray, sitting at every single checkout counter. You don't put money directly in someone's hand. That's actually considered a little rude. You place it in the tray. They pick it up from the tray. This tiny ritual is everywhere. Convenience stores, restaurants, market stalls. Why? Because direct handoff of money has historically been associated with lower status transactions. By using a tray, everyone maintains dignity. The customer. The staff. The whole interaction. And this is just the beginning of how layered Japanese money culture really is. There's a word, en, which literally means yen but also means fate or connection. Money, in traditional Japanese thinking, isn't just transactional. It carries the energy of the relationship between buyer and seller. Which is why, and here's where it gets interesting, certain businesses in Japan have experimented with removing the price entirely. Not as a gimmick. As a philosophy. And one of them has been doing it for years. Right in one of the busiest shopping districts on Earth. Chapter 3. The store with no prices. So here's the setup. Imagine you walk into a small shop. The shelves are full. Handmade goods, crafts, maybe some food items, maybe clothing accessories. Everything looks beautiful. Everything looks like it was made with real care. But you look for a price tag, and there isn't one. You look for a sign. Nothing. A staff member smiles and tells you, pay what you think it's worth. This concept, paying what you think something is worth, is called jukeakaku in Japanese, which loosely translates to free pricing or voluntary pricing. And while it exists in other countries too, in Japan it takes on a completely different emotional weight. Here's why. Because of that concept of en, that money carries the energy of the relationship, underpaying feels genuinely shameful. Not paying enough is socially uncomfortable in a way that doesn't translate well to Western cultures. So when Japanese customers walk into this store, most of them overpay. Not because they're told to. Because the culture of maintaining face, of not being seen as cheap or disrespectful, kicks in automatically. And the store owners? They say it works. They say the average transaction actually ends up higher than it would with fixed prices. But here's the part nobody expects, and I told you I'd get to this, some people cry. At the checkout counter. We'll get to exactly why in just a moment. But first, let me show you how widespread this idea actually is across Japan. Chapter 4. It's not just one store. What's fascinating is that the no-price model in Japan isn't a single quirky shop. It shows up in completely different forms across the country. In Kyoto, there are traditional tea houses, not the tourist ones, where the price of a tea ceremony is never stated up front. You experience it, you feel what it was worth to you, and you leave an envelope. An envelope. Wrapped carefully. Because presenting money unwrapped is, again, considered a bit coarse. The wrapping is part of the respect. In rural Tohoku, there are farm stands, jizechi, where vegetables are left out with a money box and no vendor in sight. No cameras. No lock on the money box. Just trust. And the wild part? These stands almost never report theft. Almost never. Because in communities where everyone knows everyone, and in communities where social reputation matters more than in densely anonymous cities, stealing from that box would be unthinkable. You'd be the person who stole from the vegetable stand. For years. This is starting to paint a picture, right? Japan has built entire economic microsystems on trust and social pressure instead of price enforcement. And the Tokyo store we started with? It's the urban version of that same ancient system. If this is the kind of story you want more of, the hidden systems underneath Japan's surface, make sure you're subscribed. We go deep on this stuff every week. Now, about those people who cry at the checkout. Chapter 5, Why People Cry, the Emotional Economy. This is the part of the story that gets me every time. At these voluntary price stores, especially the ones selling handmade or artisan goods, the transaction becomes a conversation. Not always out loud, but emotionally. When you pick up something handmade, something someone spent hours creating, speed, the density, the anonymous efficiency of city life. The people who run it aren't anti-capitalist. They're not making a political statement. They're making a cultural one. They're saying, let's bring back the moment where two people actually have to look at each other and decide together what this is worth. And the fact that it works, that people keep coming back, that the numbers actually work out, suggests that maybe underneath all the efficiency and the vending machines and the precision, there's still a population that deeply wants that moment. Chapter 7, Conclusion and what comes next. So, Tokyo has a store with no prices. And the reason it works is because pricing was never just about numbers in the first place. It's about relationship, trust, face. The long human history of deciding, together, what something is worth. Japan just happens to have preserved more of that ancient logic than most places. And occasionally, in a backstreet in Harajuku or a quiet counter in Kyoto, you can still feel it. If you made it this far, genuinely, thank you. This channel exists because some of us want to understand Japan past the surface level. Not the weird for weird sake stuff. The weird that turns out to be quietly profound. If that sounds like your thing, subscribe. Hit the bell. We do this every week. And next time, we're looking at something even stranger. There are neighborhoods in Japan where the streets have no names. No addresses. Where the entire postal system runs on a logic that makes perfect sense to locals and 0 sense to anyone else. How do deliveries work? How do people navigate? And what does it accidentally reveal about how Japanese communities think about belonging? That video drops next week. You're going to want to see it. See you there.